Wow! A G2014-a-thon episode from Shinra Jira? I thought he forgot about that, just like Special Color Sham King Ghidorah.
Godzilla.
Atomic Roar Godzilla 2014 will be standing slightly over 10 inches tall. First, we're going to be handling articulation, because this guy is about as articulated as... my dad. He's dead. First off, the arms. They can move up and down. Just like that. I'd make a me lonely Saturday night joke, but I think I already did that. Looks like me every Saturday night by myself. Up and down, up and down, up and down.
Sing the songs of your people, Godzilla.
Like an angel. You're not going to get anything at the tail. There's going to be some slight movement because I believe you had to apply the tail directly out of the box. And then you've got the legs that can move, but I'm not going to do that just yet because that's part of the gimmick. Articulation is going to get a solid Bezos Chrome Dome. Articulation really isn't why I purchased this figure. I also only just purchased this figure because it was 2014 and new Godzilla stuff in Toys R Us. What? So yeah, how about paint and detail? My God, would you look at those beady yellow eyes? Nicely done. So we're gonna get a bunch of white teeth. Some of them are kind of directly out of their element, but it looks like teeth are actually sculpted there, so bully for me. The teeth I feel look perfectly fine. Could have used some tongue paint. I mean, Lord knows you certainly had the room for it. But again, everything looks nice. It's not just a crest whitening strip, and that's cool. From directly under Godzilla's chin to his tits, moving into his Godzilla and his undertail where the battery compartment is, we are going to get that very khaki looking brownish underbelly color. But Shinra Jira, yeah, I forgot all the hell about that, but we can pivot off of paint and detail and just move into detail. Look at all that. That's nice. It's Ripley. Not Ellen Ripley, but Ripley looking. Some nice detail onto the crotch, moving into the abs and the overall chest region. Yeah, overall, I think this looks pretty cool. I think this figure was about $24 at release. It's not going to be this perfect iteration of Godzilla, but as one of my first 2014 Godzilla figures, paint and detail-wise, it's pretty nice. And I realize that this paint was probably sprayed on, but I do have a bit of an affinity for sprayed on paint because it leaves somewhat of a gradient effect on certain areas. But anyway, that's about it for paint, so solid star. Not bad. Would have gotten a super solid star if anything was done on the inside of the mouth. Or at least the roof of the mouth. Oh wait, we do get some details on the roof of the mouth.
Nice fucking mouth.
Solid star, yeah. In a perfect world, all of this would be fleshy and disgusting looking.
Hey!
And hey, believe it or not, people thought this is how Godzilla was going to fire his heat ray. Just the entire upper part of his head just detaching. I've said and done some stupid things in my life, but this is so clearly a gimmick, you silly billies. Moving on to detail, I mean, this is a cheaper plastic, and yes, it's glossy and all that fun stuff, but the amount of detail that went into this probably $20+ figure is quite commendable. The dorsal fins are a bit dulled down because it is a toy for children. I am a child. But again, the detailing present is very, very damn good. Especially on the main row of dorsal fins over here. This guy's a bit dusty. Don't get on my case about it, please. The other dorsals on the opposing side look much better from this angle. As on this side, you could tell that they're just fit in pieces due to screws and bringing the figure together since the figure is not a solid piece. It's not a half bad representation of Gara Goji. Well, it is, but in what it's outfitted with, I would definitely consider this an absolute win, even if his head does look like a gigantic fuck-off shoebox. My bro's noggin more square in shape than Godzilla 98. I mean, come on, we got nostrils, we've got beautiful amounts of detailing on the top of the head, moving back down. I mean, gills, bumps, grooves, raised portions, the armored-looking plating on his arms. It's a fine-looking figure with a gimmick built into and around it. I have no qualms with this thing, and I'm going to give detail a solid star. And now, size comparisons. Shokugan, movie. Not king, but king enough. SH Monsters, Gorg, Meg, Rabba. Alright, I bet you're all positively reeling to see this guy launch his atomic rod out of his throat. So basically, grab hold of a leg, and then his tail, and let it rip. And yes, he can remain in this pose, just standing. No need to put a stand under him or lean him up against something, it's possible. And as you saw, he does light up when he does this. It would have been cool if another version came out at some point with these dorsal fins over here just replaced with some light translucent blue ones, so the light up feature can travel from here to here. Yeah, for some reason, between 2014, Shin Godzilla, and even Shin Ultraman, they were trying to keep certain abilities secret as if they may or may not happen in the movie, but it's like, come on. Come on. And all you gotta do is just bring him back up, load that back in, and now we could have another go at some heat ray action. I like it. All right, let's see if we can catch some finer details. Really nice. My god, this figure predicted the calling to arms pose from KOTM. Very minimal detailing going on with the heat ray, but I can't fault it. I think it looks good enough, and I like that it is spring-loaded, so technically, once it's up, you don't really need to move his legs. You can just simply do this. Oh. Well, that puts a boot in the ass of that theorem. Achoo! I had this guy pose like this on my shelf for quite a long time. The batteries did not run out, the lights do not stay on, the roar doesn't keep going. So if you wanted to pose this gentleman like this on your shelf, you could and you wouldn't have to worry about the batteries. But if you were worrying about the batteries, just take them out. So I guess now we can explore the force of this THROATAL dwelling heat ray rod. Now, this is a 10-year-old figure. The spring might not be as punchy as it used to be, but when compared to these here collapsible buildings, it does more than enough damage. And if you're one of those who likes to make little short films with your figures and such, and you wanted to do something stiff and goofy, here you go. This guy's perfect. Let's see how he does against another figure of his ilk. Ilk. Yo mama. Okay, what's gonna fly? Let's try Shokugan. It's a Godzilla on Godzilla hate crime. Let's try the HG and move him a little bit closer. Well, they didn't break apart into pieces, but I appreciate that. Now let's try something a bit more solid. Movie-mon! This dude ain't going nowhere. $5 says he's going nowhere. Now, he did move slightly, but he didn't fly off, so can you really count that as going somewhere? It's like saying you're taking a vacation, yet you're walking around the block. Let's try again. Alright, Goji gun. Fire away! He ain't getting knocked over. Speaking of Goji gun, does anybody remember that one dude who would take household appliances and turn them into weapons with these intricate reload animations, but it was in, like, real life? I forget the gentleman's name, but he would always do the most wild shit with, like, hoses and all that. Wonder if I could do that with this. Laser. I'm gonna give that gimmick, the light up, the sounds, a solid star. It's a cool little gimmicky figure. I enjoy it still 10 years later in my old age. But I have been Shin Rob Jira. Do so hope you all enjoyed. And once next we meet, I will be talking about the Bandai movie monster series Godzilla 2014 and Male Muto, or Hawk Muto, Hokkaido, you know. Yeah. I know a lot of you have been looking forward to this, and don't worry, it's coming along rather nicely. I don't know when this video is going to show up, but as of right now, 74 Movie Monster Series 2024 version, there we go, has not arrived yet, but it has shipped, and it's saying that it'll be here on Monday, so... Love and appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching. See you all next time. Check out my Patreon, $1 a month, access to everything. Bye!
One time I was fucking a